Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank you folks that like, watch, and share my videos. You people are the absolute best. Listen, it's time, okay? The big game is here. But before I get into my Super Bowl pick, before I get there, I want to do my conference championship recap, okay? I want to talk about these championship games and go over my picks there. And you know what I'm saying? Let you folks know the results. That's what I'm all about, results here, baby. So let's go ahead and get into my conference championship round recap. First game I want to cover from the conference championship round, Titans at Chiefs. Man, listen, I took the Chiefs in this football game and I got myself a W, all right? Chiefs beat the Titans 35 to 24, you know. Shout out to the Titans. I mean, they fought hard. This is a team that I think is going to be, you know, definitely in it for a couple years now. They got a lot of good stuff going on over there. But let me tell you, the Chiefs put it together and they got themselves a W. So shout out to Chiefs fans. You guys got yourselves a W as well. Salute. You're in the Super Bowl. I chose the Chiefs and I got myself a W as well. All right. Next game I covered, Packers at Niners. Took the 49ers in this football game and I got myself another W. All right. Niners beat the Packers 37 to 20, man. Shout out to Packers fan. You folks had a very solid season. I know you're going to come back next year. You're going to retool as well. As long as you got Aaron Rodgers, you're in the game. Okay? As long as you got him around, you're good. You know what I'm saying? So you guys just go ahead, build your squad back up. You guys are definitely going to be competing again next year. But hey, shout out to Niners fans. Folks have fought hard. This is a good young team. They got a great defense. They're coming in fire and doing their thing. You folks, you Niners fans, you folks got yourselves a W. I took the Niners and I got myself a W as well. So shout out to y'all. So now it's time, folks. It's time. It's time to talk Super Bowl. This is the big game that everybody's getting to, all right? I want to get into my Super Bowl pick, okay? And again, folks, I'll be talking little Jets after this. All right, as usual, I got my green. Everyone knows I love my team. But it is time for me to talk about the Super Bowl game, all right? Super Bowl's here, and it's 49ers at Chiefs. Man, you know, there were people that kind of talked about this game, you know, possibly, you know, this being the two teams in this game earlier this season. These are two teams that have looked very solid throughout this season. I'm going to start with the 49ers side of the ball first. I had a couple questions for them. I'm saying to myself, can you stop the Chiefs running game? You know, this kid Williams, who's really come on. He kind of had, you know, a spotty season. He dealt with the injury, especially earlier in the season. He was dealing with the injury. They kind of went with a trio of backs. It was like him. It was Shady McCoy at times. But he's kind of been the guy that they've been going to so far in the playoffs. And, you know, you got to be able to slow him down. This, you know, Andy Reid coming in, you know, this is a guy that understands offense, man. You have to lock down a game plan for him. You got to make sure that Damian Williams is accounted for, all right? Especially coming out the backfield, because this is a guy that can catch the football. And he's small, statue, but man, he gets going. This guy has a burner. He can move now. He can move. He can definitely scoot. So you got to keep your eyes on him, and you got to shut down those running lanes, especially those screens that they'll run to him as well. The second thing I'm looking at when I look at this Niners defense is I'm saying to myself, what can you do against Travis Kelce? Travis Kelce is a big part of this offense. They use him to kind of figure out coverages. He's a monster. You often have to account for him with double teams, particularly in coverage. He's a decent blocker too. You know, he just opens things up for this offense. So you have to find a way to deal with him, particularly in that red zone. This is a guy that becomes a weapon out there because he's so big. He's got great hands. He's a solid route runner. We saw, you know, in that championship game how he was an impact there too. The Niners have to find some way to kind of corral him and shut him down so he doesn't have a big game. Because if he starts going off, you're going to have all types of hell elsewhere. Okay, so there's going to be problems. My last question for the Niners is Kittles. Can you continue to get him involved as well in the offense? This is a guy that should have a lot of favorable matchups against this Chiefs defense. He's a guy, I mean, Kittles, a lot of people argue that he's the best tight end in the game. I definitely, you know, it's hard to disagree with that, but I definitely believe he's, you know, one of the best clearly. This is a guy that is, He can run routes. He's got great hands. He can catch the football, but he's also one hell of a blocker. That's what I think puts him above some other tight ends. Dude, he can block, like for real, for real. He's not a guy that just gets in the way. He can really use his body and really move guys off that line. So a big part of the run game is him as well for the Niners because he can, get guys blocked and really open up that edge for the backs to kind of get out and get behind him. So those are my questions for the Niners. I look at the Chiefs side of the football, and I'm saying to myself, can you survive this Niners pass rush? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to keep Mahomes upright? I mean, they got guys like Bosa, Armstead, Buckner. These dudes are getting after it, okay? Especially Bosa. We all know this guy is just come in and set the league on fire. He's getting after guys. You got to find some way to keep Mahomes upright. And running around, I mean, they can chase him down too, all right? There's some guys, they got some scoot on them as well. These are not some slew-footed defenders. They can move. So if he tries to get outside the pocket or is just running around back there, they'll chase him down and he can get a lot of sacks and lose a lot of yardage. So they got to find some way to get those guys blocked. I'm also looking at the Chiefs and I'm saying, how are you going to use Tyreek Hill in this football game? I think he could be a big weapon. We all know that Sherman is out there as well at corner. Usually Sherman stays on one side, but maybe the Niners switch it up to where he's moving around. Maybe they have him covering Tyreek Hill. That's one of the Niners' best corners. So if they have that happening where Sherm is following Tyreek Hill, which I kind of doubt, but if they do implement that strategy, how are you going to use Tyreek? Is Tyreek just going to kind of get lost in the game plan? His explosion and what he brings to that Chiefs offense, man, you got to find some way to make sure that is seen in this football game because that guy he's one of the fastest dudes in the NFL, if not the fastest. My next question for the Chiefs is, man, Andy Reid, man. Andy Reid. Not that he's a question mark, but I just want to see what he brings to the table in this football game. We all know this dude is an offensive mastermind, man. I remember a couple years ago, people were down on him. They were saying, Andy Reid, he's washed up, he's trash, once his time was done with the Eagles, his scheme is outdated, it's antiquated, blah, 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 blah. He'll never be good. He should just move on from the NFL. That dude went to the Chiefs and put together a squad and handled business, okay? And he's in the Super Bowl now, you know what I'm saying? And this is his chance to really make his mark, and prove all those haters wrong. So, I want to see what he draws up. I'm really excited to see it. So, with all that said, man, I'm taking the Chiefs to win this football game, all right? I'm taking the Chiefs to beat the 49ers 40-37. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a nail-biter. And I'm telling you, I think the Chiefs win on a last-second field goal in the fourth quarter. I'm talking last second. They just get a drive going. They get down there, boom, and score. Kick a field goal. It's done. Chiefs win the Super Bowl. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. I want to hear from y'all. Who are your picks? How do you feel about the Chiefs or the Niners being in the Super Bowl? How do you think the game's going to play out? Comment down below and let me know, all right? So now it's time. It's time for Jet Talk, man. It's time to talk Jets. It's time to talk green. You know what I'm saying? We are in a state of depression. We're in a state of depression. The future of this team is uncertain. A lot of moving parts. We're going into the off season. We got some cap. We've got a draft coming. There's so many positions to address, so many holes on the roster. What are we going to do? That's what a lot of Jets fans are saying to themselves. So this Jets talk, I'm going to cover pass rusher, okay? We need a damn pass rusher, all right? And I want to talk about it, all right? I want to talk about it. Listen, we haven't had a consistent pass rusher since probably John Abraham. I remember Aaron Maben for a little bit of time. Rex was kind of able to revitalize his career for a little bit. He gave us a little something. But we haven't had a guy that was ferocious as a pass rusher since John Abraham, And that's been something that's really eluded us. If you look at it, a lot of the reason why the Jets over the years have been failures is because we haven't been able to address premium positions very well. And that's why a lot of our teams have failed throughout the years. It's just been really bad. And this is a premium position here. And there's a couple ways that we can go about this. I think one of those ways is we got to re-sign guys that have kind of given us a little bit of ability there at pass rush. And the big guy that we need to resign this offseason is Jordan Jenkins. Okay, here's an outside linebacker that we picked up in the third round, I believe, who's really given us a little something. Now, I'm not saying he's a sack master. Do not comment under this video saying, oh, what are you saying? What do you think he's the next, Bosa? What are you trying to say? He's the next, big-time sack master? He doesn't have, 17 sacks a season. No, he doesn't have that. But this is a guy that on our team was one of the top sack guys on the team. You know what I'm saying? For almost, he really gave us a lot of stuff, especially last season. He was putting a lot of pressure on the QB. So this is a guy that we got to bring back, just to be one of the guys that can help. We don't just need one pass rusher, we need multiple guys. So if he's one of those guys that's showing that ability, along with other stuff that he does on his defense as well, sets the edge extreme well, hard-nosed guy, gets involved in the running game. We've also seen him in coverage a little bit where he's been able to be all right. You got to bring him back. You can't let a guy like this go into free agency and find some other team to go, and then you have another hole there, outside linebacker. Especially, like I said, when he's giving you some sack numbers there. You got to be able to re-sign him. So here's a guy that we should definitely re-sign. Then you look at free agency. All right, you got guys out there like Shaq Barrett, who's definitely a guy I think we should look into. Yannick Ngakoue from Jacksonville, we should definitely look into him as well. Dante Fowler Jr. is a guy that I'm interested in if the money is right. And also Robert Quinn, which I don't know if him and Gaze are all right, but if they are, then yeah, we should bring him in as well. I think the money would be okay with him. He's a guy that's kind of, a little bit later on in his career, but hey, we should give him a shot as well. Kick the tires on him and see if he would be a guy that can come in and just give us some type of production from that pass rushing position as well. So that's some of the things that we can do at free agency. And then, of course, you got the draft. There's pass rushers. I know for me, I want to go O-line in the first, but those mid-rounds, there's going to be pass rushers there, and we'll see if Joe Douglas can address this. But let me tell you something. He's got to address it. We cannot keep going season after season after season without a guy that can get to the QB in a throwing league. We can't keep going up against these offenses that throw for, 350, 400 on us, and we can't stop anybody. You know what I'm saying? We can't get to the quarterback. There are so many quarterbacks, in these last seasons that have just stepped in and just threw for 300 plus yards against us, and we couldn't get any pressure on these guys. That should not be happening anymore. We have to get a guy that can get after the quarterback, man. We've got to do that, because if we don't, we're going to be doomed. We really, really are. So we got to figure this out. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think about those pass rushers. Do you have any pass rushers that you would like? So maybe a guy that I didn't name that you're interested in, that you think could really get the job done here for us. Because, we need about as many ideas as we can get. You know what I'm saying? We need guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking about as pass rusher. So you folks, listen, have a good one. Super Bowl's here. Sit down with your families, enjoy yourselves. Thank you folks for comment, rating, and subscribing. You folks are the best. Listen, sit down with your families, have your favorite beverages, your juice, soda, whatever it is, and enjoy yourselves. The Super Bowl is here, all right? Super Bowl's here. It's time to sit down and just see who wins the whole thing. Maybe next year, the Jets are in it. You know what I'm saying? We can only hope. So you folks have a good one. Enjoy yourselves. Peace.